Hi, this is James Gordon of October Live here with the last book in the October Terror series. I know it's November the 1st. I was trying desperately last night to get this book done and have the review posted just on Halloween night, but I unfortunately ran out of time. But I'm still going to count this as an October Terror book review, even despite it being November. And funny enough, the book I was reading was actually set in November, so it counts. Alright, the book I'm going to review today, Crooked Tree by Robert C. Wilson. I really like this. This was a really good book, and the last part of it would just really kept me on the edge of my seat. And this thing I love about these 80s paperbacks, the horror stuff. It's got a die cut, and when you open it, this is what's inside. Isn't that cool? Um, it basically it's kind of like shapeshifter horror of this bear woman devouring this man. It's really cool. Anyway, um, oh yeah. So this book was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it a lot more than the one book I was reading, the Jane Williamson book, The Offspring. Oh, it was such a terrible book. I kind of wish I went to this book instead of the Jane Williamson one, because if I read this one first, I would have had the review in time, and then the Jane Williamson one I would have read next, and I would have not even bothered posting a review of it because it was so ridiculous. But I'll save that for a bad book review for bad books I read. But anyway, this book was a lot better. It's really good. Very violent and a lot of gore and a lot of terrifying scenes in it. And then when I was reading this book, I was surprised this has yet to be made to film. This I was thinking this would make a really great horror film. This came out, but I'll explain more in my book review on more about this book and what happens and other things I liked about it. All right, on to the review. Plot: Davis is driving through the thick forest of Crooked Tree, Mackinac Country in Michigan and is also close by to Ottawa. On his way to a court case when his Buick breaks down. Knowing he's going to be late, Davis begins walking down the empty road when he's suddenly being chased by black bears. He tries losing them through the forest, but the she-bear bites him in the leg, then tears his chest open as the bears feast on David's corpse. Axel Michelson, a lawyer in Crooked Tree, and his wife Janice Michelson, that's half native, works at the local vet for the town's pet owners. Axel is working on a case to keep the forest area from being chopped down and turned into a fancy housing area for people to move in. Despite his Canadian roots, Axel isn't sure the case he's working on can save Crooked Tree. Later on that day, Axel is attacked by a chipmunk in the kitchen as it bites his arm. He kills it with a frying pan and has Janice take him to the hospital. Axel is puzzled when Dr. Lewis tells him that the test results show that the chipmunk wasn't rabid, but he too is baffled by the strange animal attack. Later on, Axel is told that Davis Buick has been found, but no signs of Davis has been found yet. Janice brings two dogs from the vet to keep them over for the night in the garage since they aren't doing well in their cages. When Janice picks up Axel from work, they are shocked to find the garage door halfway open as Janice closed it when she dropped off the dogs. As Axel is searching in the forest for the two dogs, he is horrified to find their bodies lying against trees with large claw marks and blood. Axel believes that Axel believes this is a threat from Ted Miller, a man who wishes to turn Crooked Tree into a fancy housing area and is trying to scare Alex to drop this case against him. Axel phones the police, but the sheriff is skeptical about Alex's claim, believing the dogs got out themselves and were killed by a wild animal. Axel investigates his garage and finds damage that someone broke in from the outside. The next day, Janice learns that both dogs were killed by a large animal, but doesn't tell Axel about it. Meanwhile, two women, Kate and Marcia, are taking a canoe up the river in Crooked Tree. Also camping out in the wilderness is Carl. During an intense thunderstorm in the forest, Carl is attacked by a group of black bears in his tent as they rip and bite him apart. The next day, Kate and Marcia are canoeing down the river looking for a spot to set up camp. However, they discover the remains of Carl along with his tent destroyed. They try to use his blazer to get out, but it's locked and can't find the keys. Returning to their canoes as they go further down the river, to their horror, waiting ahead of them is the black bears. Both women try to reach shore and outrun the bears, but Marcia is dismembered by the black bears as Kate nearly drowns while stuck in her canoe. She is able to escape and run on land while being chased by a black bear through the forest. Kate tries to get back to the canoe only for the bears to destroy it along with Marcia's arm floating in the water. Kate runs away till she collapses from exhaustion. Later on, Kate is able to flag down a car for help and the remains of Davis are found along with Marcia's remains too. The next day, Axel is at a meeting with the other residents of Crooked Tree with a big-time hunter, Dirk, wanting to form a hunting party on tracking down all black bears in the area to ensure the safety of this town. However, many are against this as some of the natives, like Larry, are insulted by the harsh language, with Axel and a few others leaving in disgust. When the sheriff has a bear expert, Orson, hoping to find the bears responsible for these grisly attacks, along with keeping Dirk from forming his hunting party. Axel then finds out that both dogs were killed close by to his house and had traces of black bear fur on their bodies. But more strange things are happening around Crooked Tree, and Axel is about to make a shocking discovery of someone he knows is behind these bear attacks that's linked to native folklore. Crooked Tree is a terrifying horror novel that keeps you on the edge of your seat while adding supernatural elements within this killer animal novel. Highly detailed with well-crafted characters and rich history of the fictional town Crooked Tree along with its thick forests. There were many scenes of people being violently attacked and torn apart by these killer black bears, lots of gore, and many twists and turns within this story. I also liked how the pacing was, as it never dragged on or added any unwanted filler. Everything moved how I wanted to, and not once was I bored with any scenes or characters within Crooked Tree. Lastly, there are lots of parts I enjoyed, especially the tent attack, the chase scene where the two women are being hunted by the black bears, along with a mother being attacked in her car. Overall, I highly recommend Crooked Tree, as it's a great early 80s horror novel that will keep you on the edge of your seat. If you're looking for a killer bears along with some native folklore, then this novel is for you. And that is your review today. I hope you all enjoyed it. And like I said, I had a lot of fun with Crooked Tree. It was such a great horror book, and I'm glad I got it. Like I said, I was surprised this book has not been made to a film. I was like envisioning in my head just like how cool it would have been to see Crooked Tree made to a horror film in the early 80s. It would have been awesome. Yeah, I would definitely be checking out other books by this author, Robert C. Wilson. Strangely, he's only got 3 books. I was kind of surprised. Like, I got his second book, Icefire, which is kind of like a supernatural thriller horror novel, and then he didn't publish anything until the like early 90s, and I wonder if he has anything else that he's written. I really like the way the guy writes his stories. It's very well detailed, and excellent job with like character development. The characters were well layered, crafted. Overall, I just enjoyed the book, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I definitely look forward to checking out other books by this author. All right, now that October Terror is over, I will now be moving on to my next book here. There we go, Nemesis by Isaac Asimov. So I'll be starting with this book, and I'll read much as I can to have a review up soon. And I also have a special video planned for the anniversary of my YouTube channel, as once the day comes, it will mark the 3-year anniversary since I formed this channel, so I'm going to think of something special to do for another video. Alright. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to October Library, the YouTube channel, and the Facebook group of the same name, a place to post, share, review fiction. Until then, I'll catch you later.